And people they just don't get it. They just don't get it. It's like this was one of my favorite things that I saw this week, and people keep telling me that I'm out of touch. I'm so out of touch when it comes to groceries.
Oh yeah, Kev.
So
You don't know what it's like to buy eggs right
yeah,
now,
I
Kevin.
don't because everybody knows that once you accumulate enough wealth, they just drop food off at your house and it doesn't cost you anything.
Right.
You just you get on like a system. It's like welfare, but the opposite.
Right.
So
It's the
Kroger,
Rothschilds
yeah, Kroger
plan.
raked in $466 million in quarter two of 2024, with year-to-date earnings hitting $1.4 billion. That's nearly double what it earned last year. Okay, so double. Their earnings are double, but this is our administration's fault. This is Kamala and this is fucking Joe Biden's fault. Now, the fault is that nobody puts any kind of restraints. There's this is the
Price
problem.
gouging. Price
Yeah,
gouging.
there's nobody has to pay the piper because if you do, you're socialist because you're against capitalism. Because this is pure capitalism in their mind. The CEO was paid $15.7 million in 2023, 502 times what the average employee is paid. So just remember this next time you go grocery shopping and you think that 4 years ago things were better. I told my wife the other day, I said, I remember when we used to put our masks on and go in separate cars and go out and hunt for toilet paper 4 years ago? Do you remember those good old days? And it was like a super win if you could just get like two ply. Like I remember going into the crown room at Delta and taking like my Detroit street skills to basically break open the box in the shitter and take two
Take the
rolls
toilet.
of toilet paper and put it in my briefcase. And that was better than the payoff I was getting. It was just like, honey, how'd you do?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, baby. I got two rolls of two ply.
Double ply.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
know, ugh,
Well, it's no,
good times.
it's valuable. It's valuable information, and the rhetoric that gets. You see, this is the shit. We're in a headline society now. People get their news from swiping. Most people are tapping into stories from seeing it on a feed, whatever social feed you use. So that's the source of information. There's not a lot of drill downs, not a lot of time when you're sitting on the toilet because that's when everyone's getting their news when they're scrolling down. And oh, wait, a cat video. So we're off the news now. So so a little bit of an investigation uncovers stuff like this. You're right. There's no regulation, as far as I know, about consumer price gouging. And they'll say that the market sets that. Listen, I'm a capitalist too. I own 3 companies. Uh, I understand it. And I understand that the concept of, well, if one person decides to price too high, they'll price themselves out of the market, which is the term. Not if everybody does it, though. And what you saw in Steve's graphic he brought up on the screen there, they were listing Costco, Walmart, Publix, Albertson. This is not unique to Kroger. So if everybody feels they have to have a 15% increase in their toilet paper prices, maybe one's 12, maybe one's 11, but you're not paying what you paid 4 years ago. And that shoots holes in the you'll price yourself out of the market theory with capitalism because everybody's in the same bed.
Yeah.
So if everybody feels they have to have a 15% increase in their toilet paper prices, maybe one's 12, maybe one's 11, but you're not paying what you paid 4 years ago. And that shoots holes in the you'll price yourself out of the market theory with capitalism because everybody's in the same bed.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing is they went, they were talking to an economist and he was just like, Donald Trump doesn't understand what tariffs even are.
Well,
And
that's going
what,
to be passed on to the consumer. I don't
right.
understand how anyone who argues that does not understand that if Sony is paying, or pick any company in here, look at a car, even though we have an American car, a lot of those parts come from overseas, firsthand,
Well, a
right,
lot
Kevin?
of, I mean, Ford makes several vehicles and I forget like the most American built cars and they went through them. There was a list of 10. I think maybe the F-150 was 10th, and that was like the only one. Everything else on that sheet was, I think they were like all Toyota and Nissans and because they're all those cars are built like in Alabama or someplace else where they can go where they're not union states, they're not United Auto Worker. It's just
Alessandro Bogazzi appreciates that you're one of the boys and would like an unblock. Anthony
he'll have
Maurizio,
to tell us what his
what the problem was?
no, he'll have to
Uh,
tell us what his
oh, I'll send it to you later. Yeah, I
yeah,
have
I'll
it in the
I'll, unblock,
thing.
I'll unblock him. You know what though? The thing is, I don't randomly just block people.
Something had to go down.
Yeah, it's obviously your sense of humor and mine probably just didn't mix one day, and you have to realize, man, I don't wake up and go, oh, I've got so and so. I don't give a. If I woke up and had 0 followers,
It'd
it
be a good
wouldn't.
day.
Yeah, it would be like, oh, I'm not being, I'm not under the microscope for what I say or do today.